confused.
We are tWoTcast, episode 384.
No, he does not. No. Okay. All right, everyone, shut the up. Let's ready to record.
We like to start every show by yelling, "We are tWoTcast." Can you do that with me? On the count of 1, 2, 3, go. We are tWoTcast. Now we can start.
The Wheel of Time, reread podcast, explicit in R, freaking rated. Jono's the wild card, always talking shit. Joe's the straight man, he's a total dick. Tom is still obsessed with X-Men.
Previously on X-Men.
We are
You're viewing, listening, and what other senses you need. tWoTcast, Wheel of Time, reread podcast. Now covering the Wheel of Time in a in a new form of fashion called the Lords, the tWoTties. I'm Jono, and is Joe.
Hello. Hey, Jono.
Hi.
Can you smell tWoTcast?
You can indeed. I'll tell you what, that podcast sometimes gets a little fishy in the aroma.
I was like, man, you really stepped into that.
Yeah, that's awesome, by the way. If you just step into it.
Stupid fucking question.
Yeah.
Just wondering. I mean, can you taste it?
I don't know where that was going.
Never. Because you've COVID. Get yourself tested.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
By the way, best time to get to give a rim job? COVID.
I know what you're talking about.
Also, you're going to get a different infection. But that's okay. Yeah.
Introduce Tom.
I already did, you dumb dick.
I know, but I talked over it and he didn't hear you.
Oh,
I did not. Study your math or something.
There you go.
So,
hey,
well, that
boys.
was an exciting intro. Yeah. Hi, Owie.
Hi,
Hi, Tony.
Wadaholic Aussie. Good day, good people in Jono. And Glenn the hippie is here. Okay.
Geek hippie.
Oh, Wild Man Wilds. Howdy, fine fucks. Okay. Oh, I read it sort of before I really.
Yeah. Before you processed it.
Yeah. There's a lot of discussion about smoking weed in the comments. So hopefully everyone's having a great time.
Yeah. And I hope you're doing it in a state where it's legal. Otherwise, we don't condone that type of action.
You should, if you're not, you should put that on the internet.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna go out on a limb, and Wild Man Wilds isn't necessarily his name.
You know what? That would be a great theme for Tiny Loose Theron is going out on a limb. Like Rand says it, and all of a sudden, just Tiny Rand just walks down there because he's on his own limb. Very, very exciting.
Like on his arm?
Yeah. Tiny Rand walks down and just says, I'm going to go out on a limb here.
Oh, okay. Damn.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, that's really good. Yeah.
We should have an episode where we just talk about all the stupid theories we've come up with.
Can you remember them all?
tWoTcast.
I mean, I can remember quite a few. I feel, and there's certain people that could help us remember something. Like Ayush could help us remember some.
380 episodes. Plus 4.
We only need like 4 or 5, and we could talk for the whole episode.
Yeah, we've done it for 384 fucking episodes. Might as well. It comes back to that circle jerk thing that is our entire podcast of like, well, let's.
I mean, a tiny mirror Rand walking around like that was like we invented that. You know what I mean? I feel like other people.
You're in a relationship for a long time, and then you just end up telling each other like the same stories like all the time. You're like, oh man, this happened to me one time. Like, yeah, you told me that like 5 times over the last 10 years. Like, that's just what we do now.
Yeah, that is this. Yeah.
We actually literally did that when we did the reread, and we just did the same jokes 10 years later and didn't even realize it.
No, I told you when you were repeating yourselves.
Which was always.
Got caught in a repeater over here, like bad super.
It did happen in a surprisingly large amount.
Yeah.
And the weird thing, like when I don't know about you guys, when I repeated myself, I did not know I was repeating myself. I was like, oh, this is all new content.
Yes, this is good. This is really good.
The only reason I did not repeat myself is because I would make sure that we would know when we were repeating ourselves, and therefore I didn't do the same mistake. But there was several times where I'd like write a note, and then I'd listen to our episode afterwards and go, oh, I said that 10 years ago.
I bet you studied for tests too, so you didn't sound like an ass.
Anyway, like and subscribe.
What year are we on? This is the start of a new year, right? Ish.
Yeah, it's around January, February. It's like right in this little sweet spot here.
Is this the 13th year or is this the 14th year?
I don't remember. Every time I don't remember. I think now technically this is 14, I think. We're starting 14.
somebody look that up. When did the first one come out? When did the first one come out?
We're saying like this is the 14th year, meaning we've done it 13 years straight.
Yeah, and this is the beginning.
Yes.
Of the 14th year.
Yes. Okay. So yeah.
You know, like NFL played for 49 years, and then in year 50, it's like 50th anniversary year, or like we did 9 years, and then we were like 10th anniversary year.
Yeah.
We did miscount.
How many years ago? How many years ago did we do the 10th anniversary year? If you guys knew the answer,
I don't know. There was I don't know. This is pointless conversation. what are we doing tonight, boys?
Should we do a special year when the podcast is old enough to get its learner's permit?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
What are we going to do the year the podcast is old enough to drink?
I think. Well, by then we should all be dead, probably.
Yeah.
I think when the podcast can drive, we should go get just go get tWoTcast's license and drink and do the show while driving.
every time.
Jono, you almost hit that guy? No, yeah, I was just swerving out of the way of that tree. It ran right out on the road.
That's going to be 52 chances to get a DUI every Tuesday.
It'll only be like 45. It's fine. There's holidays. Yeah. That's
all kinds of off weeks in their time.
Yeah. That's not bad. That's a great idea.
We'd actually be safer at the live show at JordanCon.
Yeah.
Hey, JordanCon's coming up.
Yeah.
Not too far away. Not
Less
too
than
far.
2 months. If you haven't bought your tickets, then you're probably not going. If you have bought your tickets, though, you're probably going.
All right, let's get into the tWoTties.
So this is the tWoTties of Book 12, The Gathering Storm, written, of course, by Robert Jordan, and for the first time written by Brandon Duzandon Saranderson.
Branzo Sanzo, as we affectionately know him as.
One of the most famous Wheel of Time authors.
Wait.
Yeah.
Isn't that his name?
Well, we affectionately
What's
know
his-
Robert Jordan by Robert Jordan.
Yeah. Branzo Sanzo, that's his name.
Yeah.
That's not just what we call him, that's his name. That's why we
doesn't sound
affectionately
right.
know him as that.
Yeah,
We affectionately call him Suzanne
Yeah.
Suzanne Saranderson.
Affectionately knowing somebody by their full legal name.
Yeah.
Hey, full spoilers for the series up to this point, and also maybe past this, probably past this also, but definitely up to book 12, and also we say fuck a lot, you know.
They should do full spoilers because that's clearly not a fucking hand. Like,
Oh yeah, I know.
they should write spoilers on the cover.
I think the year that came out, Harriet, it might have been the year
Harriet apologized.
Daryl K. Sweet was at Jordan. Was he ever at JordanCon, or did he just
His son was
supply
there. His son-
images?
It was his son.
Okay.
It was at.
So I think there was multiple versions. I know they showed multiple versions of A Memory of Light, and I think they're all over the internet. But there's different versions of that cover, Gathering Storm, where his hand is not covered, and sometimes he's facing the house, and sometimes he's facing forward. I think there's a few different versions. And then Harriet Maria, I remember Maria kind of talked to me about it, being like, "Yeah, well, obviously we couldn't show his hand missing or something."
So we just threw a cloak over it. Yeah.
Yeah, but I was
might
like,
be
well,
the worst
why? I was like, but why? It happened in book 11 or whatever.
But this might be the worst cover of them all.
We're not here to do cover awards.
Oh,
What's
shit,
the award?
that's a great thing for us to. Yeah. All right, write down cover awards.
Right.
Just bought it because it was 30% off.
Hey, I'm a member. I saved.
That's every Barnes and Noble book hardback. I think it's basically
saved
every book in their store.
Even on the day it comes out.
Yeah. I mean, truthfully,
The day before every book comes out at Barnes and Noble, they're like, we ordered too many.
we ordered too many. Put it on sale right away.
I got so excited.
What's weird is that Jono hasn't removed that sticker.
That's gonna be the only unblemished part of the book. Everything else got cut on it.
Oh,
They did
DK Moon said second favorite WAD book. Wow.
They
I mean, a
are-
lot of really cool stuff happens in this book.
This is a dark fucking book. Yeah.
I love it. I don't know. I mean, it's not second favorite, but I love it.
No, nowhere. It may be second least favorite, but that's. So I'll be honest. As far as preparing this for this episode, because I'm a man of integrity and effort.
Yeah.
I spent way too much time skimming, starting last night and then today for the tWoTties. I almost, again, I didn't read. Like, I would skip 6 pages, see what's going on, skip 6 pages, read a shit ton of every Rand dialogue I tried to read. I liked this book way more than I remembered.
It's got some really, really awesome shit in it.
And I'll be honest, Rand seems pretty fucking Rand Althor. Like, a whole way through.
I mean, he does, but he's also like losing it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, which he should be at this point.
Yeah,
I always
that's
have a
losing
problem
there.
with Sanderson's Matt. It's just too.
Tom was talking about his OnlyFans account. Wait, Leaf. Egwene is my favorite, and she shines in this one. She's up there for me, and exactly is all I would say to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk about awards.
Yay! Sorry, I'm ordering a drink from my wife. I started.
Thomas, I have mine at the ready if you don't feel like compiling.
Nah, just tell me the first award. We're gonna do the same order as
the
last time.
first award. It's the Chris Traeger Award.
Oh Jesus!
Which is the first new character or the best new character of the book, previously unmentioned before this. And my answers are, I actually have a couple in there. I don't care about any of them, but I have a few.
Funnily enough, there's a few nominees.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start with the Reynold Fanwar, Jonas's first POV in the book.
Yeah.
We see this guy a lot previously.
Fanwar?
Well, of course we don't see it previously. That's the whole point.
Wait, is it follower?
Oh, so why did you rate the first POV in the book? It's just first appearance, then.
Yeah, but he is literally the first page.
Oh. What about his wife? What about the blacksmith? What about the farmhands?
They're not as interesting. We don't read their POV.
I don't know. That blacksmith's pretty interesting.
That's true. We see Reynold Fanwar later on. I think he's in A Memory of Light or something. But,
what's the situation there? Is it the weapons are like?
Yeah.
Holy shit, Joe.
It's
that later.
I don't remember the prologue very well. I didn't read it. I just read summaries.
It's when he feels like something's weird, and then the blacksmith shows up, and he's like, "Hey, you can have all my shit. I'm leaving. I'm gonna go."
Yeah. Okay, gotcha. The blacksmith's the better character, though.
That's what I just said. He already knows what's up. He's tied in.
Yeah.
One with the force.
He's like, here's all my shit. I don't need this. And the guy's like, no, this is a really good hoe. And he's like, I don't need no hoes no more. Something like that. And then he's like, and I got this axe too. If you need a second.
There's so many stupid jokes to make with that hoe thing. Like, I left it all. Like stupid jokes. He's gonna give him this hoe because he's moving to a different area code to fight the last battle. Classic. Write that one down.
That's a great joke. It's a fantastic joke. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the blacksmith's way better character than the farmer.
Hey, real quick, is anybody ever bothered by the fact that hoe doesn't rhyme with code?
It does though, Joe.
Like at all.
Yeah. My name rhymes with hoe. Yeah. As I can recall from all my childhood trauma,
Champ Shalano.
So it should have been I've got hoes in different area Joes.
Yeah. Always like a good hoe. Who doesn't? The guy leaves after getting all that stuff. Yeah, that farmer's an idiot. I'll take all these tools. You know what? I gotta go too. I'm out of here.
The amount of time we spent on this one nominee for this.
I know. Moving on.
I guess what? He's coming back. He's coming back later.
All right, Joe, Mayor of Hinterstep, really even as a
Mayor Belden is a good man.
Come on.
I mean, he's just new. I think I literally wrote, "Is this guy new?" I don't know. I just wrote shit down.
My real feeling about Hinterstrap, despite my name right now, I hate everything about Hinterstrap. I hate everything about it. To me, it's the worst writing that happens in the entire series.
I cannot stand it. It's so stupid.
It might be the worst. And we were kind of. Should we mention that right now?
Yes.
Definitely in that book, I'm just like, why am I reading this? Why is this happening? Get this.
The joke me and Jono were making before. No, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, it's the
category. The other category.
To the best Triple X moment. I bet you can't wait for that.
All right. No. Moving all the way on.
Mm-hmm.
Jono put two on the same line. I don't know what to do with that. But he's got Milisar Chadmar or Ramshalon, which is
Joe's name.
At least good for yeah, it's good for a Black Betty joke, I guess.
Damn lamb, oh Black Betty, Jamsaland.
No need to spend time on that. The winner is Sleet.
Yes, yeah, he's awesome.
Far and away.
Is he?
Not even close.
He's a warder that imparts wisdom upon Gawain the idiot before he goes off and does idiot stuff. But he's a great guy.
He might not be awesome, but he's definitely the best out of these nominees.
Oh, for sure.
Unless you want to pick the blacksmith.
I think that actually the blacksmith might have it for me.
All right, this is one of the rare times we're going to put it up for a vote. All right, the blacksmith's a winner. Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, blacksmith wins. All right, yeah.
Blacksmith for the winner. Ding, 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 ding. The guy that's like already like, oh, the last battle's happening. Let's go.
I don't even know his name. I think it starts with an M.
Listen, we can't be bothered with all these details. We've only been talking about it for 14 years.
Yes,
Give us some time.
This was way too long on this category in particular for this book.
Next category. It's the Triple X moment. Samuel Hague Award for Best Triple X moment brought to you by Vin Diesel.
Oh, we're ready to go right into it.
Jesus, yeah. We probably should have been drunker for this one.
The winner is once again going to be Vin Diesel's Red Hot Rod from Fast and Furious. All right, not a sexual moment, but a good point by Jono, I guess. But it's not even a nominee. But a lady getting captured by the Shanshan still gives me a boner.
Yeah.
I mean,
Jono, Jesus Christ.
It's not even a kink fetish. It's just like just fuck yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what else? What else we got?
What do
next
you
nominee is another thing that doesn't happen. Aleda and Madani renewing their pillow friendship. So also not a nominee.
Not a thing. What?
And
I mean, she was ordered to do it.
Another hypothetical from Jono is Westworlding Hinderstrap.
And just strap on. Yeah.
And just murdering and raping your way across town every night. And then...
I mean, so what I was saying before, so Jono mentioned just the potential that town has to being like a tourist destination, for the ultra rich.
And that Tom
to hunt people and and just be horrible, and then the next day nothing happened.
I don't even think
of Westworld, and all of a sudden, like, holy shit, this is like.
It wouldn't even be like that though. Like Westworld is like ridiculous. Nobody would do that.
It'd be like Westworld mixed with a zombie movie, so it'd be horrifying and scary, but at the same time,
if Westworld was real, it would just be like people playing Grand Theft Auto for an hour. You just go out there going fucking crazy, and that would be it.
Yeah.
People in the people in Westworld get a little too psychological,
up, or something. It'd be gross. It'd get gross real fast. Once people realize the potential. All right, since that didn't actually happen, though.
No, we got some more time on this, though, right? We want to hear your opinions.
We only have the only literal winner is Grendel and her sex slaves, which I guess that's not even no one.
I mean, it's there. It's the only thing I can think of.
There was, you could tell.
Oh, I put something else
because there was no sex.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brandon was like, I know what tWoTcast is going to do. I'll take care.
Joe nominates Gween constantly getting roofied and roofing herself, which is also not sexual. Is nobody fucking?
But she's getting roofied. I mean, it's Tom. It's all about the implication.
If we're gonna just make things up, then I'll say random men definitely stumped.
I mean, yeah, that's for sure. Yeah. That's definitely been happening.
He did it on accident too, which we'll get into later on. Because there's a chance that he's about to do this, and he's just like, oh, well, I'm just gonna go with it.
I mean, there was none of this.
Yeah. No sex igloo.
No sex igloo in this.
You can't do this and then that.
Yeah.
You can only do that.
Yeah. By the way, what's your fingering technique?
It's not fingering, dummy. It's when you're already inside.
Yeah, come on.
Did you not get the stunting part earlier?
Yeah.
Honestly, figured if anybody would get that, it would be you and no one else.
What's the winner? Just, I guess, Grendel's throne room?
I guess.
Not for long.
Her entertainment parlor? What would you call it?
Fuck palace.
Her sexy time?
I mean,
sexy time fun room?
She's definitely fucking people, right?
Or
at least making them fuck each other.
Yeah, for sure.
Does she even like sex at this point? She's got these beautiful people, that kind of thing. They'll do anything for her, but
that's
I mean, she talks about it in the book. Well, she doesn't talk about it, but it's spoken about in the books, where the whole point is that she likes subjugating beautiful people.
But does she like bang?
But I mean, does she get involved? I think they are banging in front of her. She's watching porn. She's watching porn for sure.
Noted aesthetics, right? Like, her whole background was like holding off from the pleasures of the flesh, of food, of drink, that kind of thing, like an aesthetic. And all of a sudden, like here we are. Like, does she really like it, or is it more just like a fuck you to her previous life?
Great question. A lot of time
Why is that one said her house of horrors? Bravo.
That implies it's a house of pimps. She's the only pimp.
It's just the decor. Yeah, I mean it's the decor, but it's like that'd be like coming over to my house and I'm hanging out in the living room and then porn's just on 24/7.
In every room.
In every room. And there's like multiple TVs in every room, so I can watch all kinds. Like it's
Yeah. This is my bukkake bathroom. Yes.
All right, next category.
The next category is this is it. Don't get scared now, which is the best battle. Best battle of the book. This is a big one for this book. Best battle of the book, and with the caveat like that, trap setting is a prerequisite. No.
Yeah.
An adjacent thought process.
Let's run through some, I guess, nominees. We're not going to discuss this for 1 second. I'm disappointed you even put it, Joe. You put the fight and Ender strap. Come on. We just talked about how stupid that scene is. It's a good fight.
It's a good fight. I mean, in terms of just a stupid fight and they're fighting, it's a good fight. It's also mildly like, holy shit, what's happening? It's very confusing.
Where are we?
Don't we lose a guy in this too? Don't we lose a red arm?
Yeah, I think. It's
a little scary.
Someone dies
after a fashion.
I mean, it's a zombie outbreak in the middle of the book, and you're just like, "What the fuck's happening?" It's very confusing.
Iturralde killing some Shanshan, I suppose.
Iturralde is. There's not a single book where he shines enough, but every time we see him, I think I've put him like
because he's doing the work, Jono. Because he's out there doing work while everyone else is hanging around. What's Brian, the great general, been doing for the last 4 books?
He's been trying to fuck
Nothing.
He's definitely a late entry all-star to this series. Like there's
really
a lot of those. Not a lot at all.
Iturralde has been he's been crushing.
Even Gareth Bryan is a little older, right?
Yeah.
And
he's one of the 5 greats.
He's got a woman his age who has had her vagina rejuvenated.
Who's another character that's a late arrival that
he's a little distracted.
Like as much as that guy?
I don't think there is one.
Carla Manfor, Elsa Penfell.
Oh, what late stage?
Yeah, but not. I mean, I do love me some Doyle Millar.
I suppose there's a few, but not to
Rodell though. I mean, in terms of just wow, he's a solid character that you don't really get. As Jono was saying, he doesn't shine in any one book, but he's doing, especially the last 3 books leading up to the last battle. He's consistently doing awesome shit through the last 3 books.
It's weird that he gets sidelined at the end. We go to all this trouble to bring him generals, and then he's just anyway, we're done with you. I'm like, okay.
Kind of, but not really. I mean, I think he shines in a way in the last book in the sense of he's the first to figure out he's being fucked with mentally, and he starts fucking with them back without really even knowing what he's doing, sort of, so which is pretty awesome. But that's a different book though.
Some real gamesmanship.
He crushes the Shanchan in this book with I think there was 150,000 Shanchan and they had Damani and he had
8,000,
50,000 men or something like that. Or he had 150 and he only lost 50,000. I don't remember what the numbers are.
No,
but
you were right the first time.
He smashed a giant army down with way less men.
Yeah.
And suffered losses, but he won. And that's that's incredible.
Next non-nominee is another hypothetical from Jono, is Rand almost destroying Abu Dar.
Why is that on your list of best battles? Nothing happens. I'm going to go fucking kill these people. And then he's like, nah, never mind. And Jono's like, well, that imagined battle would have been spectacular. I mean, write that down in my nominees.
He gets to Abu Dar and he starts channeling through the fucking Choden Cow access key. And he is remembering where all the fucking supply depots are, where this was. He's like,
yeah, he's about to do something.
This is literally writing out a battle plan, right? That is the epitome of this.
Oh, Okay.
And then he goes,
Is it written in crayon with micro machines drawn out in the layout of the house?
The crayon washed off, and he was like, "I gotta go."
He's
All right,
like,
this is going to shock you, but our next nominee is the Shanshan attack on the White Tower.
Whoa,
That's not gonna shock it. Come on, that fight is fucking awesome. I mean, as DK Moon was just talking about, Egwene just crushes. It's super cool.
Part of the reason this isn't the winner is because the plan doesn't go off so great.
From whose perspective? I love that scene. I'll talk about it all day. But Egwene, Egwene rather rallying novices and like creating little circles and fighting back is fucking spectacular.
It's fantastic. It's definitely the best.
I even like the Ocean's 11 kind of style, like Swan and Brine rescue attempt. It's awesome.
It's reading like the different points of view, like Swan, and then all this, and then like Egwene. You're like, this is gonna be good. I can't wait for them to get back together. Like, wait a minute, no, this is getting worse and worse. Like this is gonna be a terrible, like, alliance, if you will, when she drags her Egwene out of there. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, Egwene for this category. Love reading that part. Iris Bear said plans written on a bar napkin are the best. Thank you. Jono would agree.
Yeah.
Our winner is
Tap-esque. Yeah.
the winner is Natron's Barrow. I mean, it's a great plan.
Oh. It's also a
Easily
trap.
won battle. If there was a Home Alone 3 with Macaulay Culkin in it, we would have gone from paint cans to steel drainage pipe to nuclear bomb. So we kind of get it. We kind of get it here.
Yeah.
Winner.
Yeah.
Well executed, kills of Forsaken. Like,
I mean, theoretically.
that's the
that's a great one. That's a great one. Yeah, Natron's Barrow. Yeah, in terms of, especially with the wrinkle that it's the most like it's the most like Home Alone. Yeah, that's a good one.
I mean, sometimes there's a swerve in the winter. You got to be ready for it. You know?
Joe, have you ever done artwork of the Shan Chan attack on the White Tower with Egwene in the Samurai? I mean, so actually, weirdly enough, way before I was an official artist for Wheel of Time, I was painting some stuff. I think that one I think that's on the internet somewhere, if that's what you're asking. But yeah, I've just painted Egwene holding the sangreal with like clouds and lightning everywhere. I didn't like paint the scene, so to speak. I just painted Egwene.
So to recap,
I don't know if it's even out there really. Though.
You painted an 18-year-old girl holding a phallic object,
holding a dildo, yeah, and just storms.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
of course.
You're the first to do that. Yeah, that's got to be
probably 18.
Yeah,
probably.
We're not positive.
Maybe.
At least on the cusp. I mean,
yeah,
that's a gray area.
All right. Well,
it might be.
You know what time it is? It's time for a 3-pronged plan break.
Uh-oh.
Jono, it's a 3-pronged plan. The Dark One's 3-pronged plan, starring headaches.
So, give me 1 second. Let me see where my notes are. Because I didn't do much here.
White Tower 18 is 15. That's horrifying. So yeah, a teenage girl holding a rod.
I've got nothing, by the way, right now. I did not do anything. I totally forgot.
Okay. Well, let's talk more about that then.
Well, let's talk about the fact that clearly, like, the point here is, as we've gotten into a Memory of Light trilogy, she is now, well, technically, hold on, wait a minute, never mind. She is getting, and we can talk about this shit over and over now, think about it. What's happening to her? She's getting roofied all over the place.
Yeah, she's getting roofied left and right. Egwene is who you're talking about.
Day job is to get roofied and talk to someone, get roofied and talk to someone. And so it's headaches. That's one of the side effects of fork root tea. Maybe not quite this dosage because they are.
You know what I would say though? I would say it's not that headaches are the Dark One's plan for headaches, that is, are playing a significant role in this book, but the lack thereof are, because she's not around Halima anymore, and they figure out that it was Halima doing it.
True. And that's an unfortunate gap or gape as the Dark
She's
One.
being spanked nonstop.
That's
That's
true.
true.
I'm sure there are some people at JordanCon who are very upset by this part.
That would fall in the other category.
Yeah, that'll get more in the rapey, whatever you want. But no, it's interesting though. Like, obviously, there are huge issues with Alida, right? It's hard to know what her character is or was or should have been, because she's inextricably linked to a one-off meeting with Peyton Fane, and ever since then, she's just dissolved and devolved, really, as a character.
I don't think it needed much of a push, though. You know, maybe his influence was minimal, but it was enough to kind of like teeter her in this direction, kind of thing. Or maybe she was already kind of headed there, and then that just. You know.
Jokes aside, I think that's right. So this is the Dark One's plan, though, unintentionally done by a guy who's half Dark One, half hates the Dark One.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, zero research. I'm going to have to redo that.
You got time. The next category, Tom's back. It's Dumbledore Award for Best Gandalf, Best Mentor of the Book. That's a loose interpretation at best at times. This one, I think I've got a few.
Let's start with Varen, I guess.
All right, I wrote Varen teaching everyone how to actually be an Aes Sedai, and the joke is that she's the best of them. But I mean, like, and I mean that in the sense of like, she takes that job very seriously in a way that, like, I feel like a lot of Aes Sedai just bicker and don't get anything done, and like,
no, I think you're right.
And she's one of the ones that's like doing amazing work, and no one's even aware of it, kind of thing. And and the reveal of that at the end of or like towards the end of this book, that is fucking incredible. And I don't know, that as a mentor to like a Gwyn being the next Amerlin, or I guess current, but you know, not fully absorbed into the White Tower version yet, but just awesome, you know. And I love that I guess she chose a Gwyn to do this with, you know, like at this stage, you know. But
is this the book where she does?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. She does the your dress is green, and she's like, well, that's not my and then like hands over the list, and then passes out, you know, and calls it a day. So
I love her working around the rule of like, you're bound to the Dark One within the hour of your death or something like that. So she's like, and if I start dying and it's slow, I have 60 minutes to reveal everything. And I was like, that's fucking brilliant.
Also,
anyway, she's awesome. She's awesome.
Maybe this should have won the award for best plan.
But it's not a plan, it's a battle. You guys told me that shit.
Yeah, I know. I've long since left plan behind.
No, it's a battle, and there's a great plan also involved.
It's a battle with the caveat that if there's a great plan involved in the battle, it makes it better.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
No, that's
which is why the fight at Hinterstadt would never have won, because that wasn't a plan. That was sprung on them. They had to react.
Well, it's also not real.
Yeah, none of it happened.
You can fuck anything you want. It's all right. Come on down to Hinterstrap on.
It's a ghost.
Come on down to Hinterstrap. I can imagine the commercial.
Yeah.
You can do anything you want. Murder. Rape.
All right.
Murder and rape. That's it. Glenn just said, Varen dies? No way. Next thing I know, we're going to tell me she's a dark friend, too.
All right, I'm ignoring one of Jono's nominees, or do you want me to just say it?
What was it? Go for it.
I mean, you can say
it's
it.
the one where Rand becomes Jesus Rand at the end, like Dumbledore and Gandalf.
Yeah, that can wait.
But
oh no,
really,
I'll see you next book.
Cadsuane. So close.
I know that I say this probably every book since like book 4 or 5, but like she's so close to being what she should be, and I can't tell if it's actually like I'm glad she doesn't quite hit it, or if I'm glad that she doesn't, because
I would argue she does in this.
What's that?
I think it's weird that he goes to the effort to remove Moraine from the narrative, so Rand has to stand on his own and brings Catwin in almost like
It is odd. Yeah, it is odd. But I think it's. I look at Catwin like a war movie where like the really annoying drill sergeant like makes him run up and down the hill constantly or whatever the fuck, and then like at the end of the movie they're like, that guy was the best. If we didn't have him, we'd all be dead now, or something like that. Like that's the way Catwin always kind of felt to me. Like the teacher he hates and doesn't want, but at the end he's like, I would never have accomplished what I need to accomplish without her. And I think
Dumbledore
that's
dies, and then in the next book they're like, I'm Dumbledore's brother Brian. I also know things.
Catwin is Gandalf the White. DK Mood nailed it.
Moraine comes back.
That's Gandalf the White. Moraine coming back is Gandalf the White. I don't know. Yeah, like I said, like Catwin, like but is she? She got him into the place where he needed to be in a weird way. Like I'm not saying it was like not her fucking up half the time. I'm just saying, like, it's a big deal.
A lot of hubris on her part to think that wouldn't have happened without her somehow.
Sleep for trying to teach Gwen to be less of a douchebag.
He's actually trying to teach him how to join an orgy. Let's get real. All right, next nominee or winner, Egwene.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah, it's Egwene.
She does sort of teach the entire White Tower how to be not shitty.
Huge. Yeah, that's the only option.
Through the best example.
She's the best RA in the history of the world.
Yeah. There's little moments that I love, specifically with her, like teaching them, like the fact that like when the attack happens and she travels or whatever, and they're like, and she's like, yeah, I could have left the whole time, you assholes, like kind of like little stuff like that, and you're just like, God damn, that's kind of amazing.
It's a crash course. She teaches all the novices and accepted how to be novices and accepted how to be Aes Sedai when the battle happens, how to fight. She does all of it. It's like the Matrix. They all finish and they're like, we know Kung Fu now.
Yeah. She downloaded it right into their brains. Yeah.
Well, it's just you and me, Joe.
Reread.
Anyway, that's the winner.
Scene where she is with Elida.
Yeah.
And
Jono. He's back. Wait, he's back. Jono, you're there. Say words. Maybe he can't hear us.
Oh no.
Hi, words. Football.
He's too frustrated.
I can hear you.
He's very delayed. Jono, you're very delayed. What he's trying to say, I think, is about the Egwene scene when Elida like freaks out and beats her with the power, and then throws her in prison instead of being instead of being like, you're just a novice, and it's already post like you don't get lessons anymore. You're just going to do physical labor, and then on top of that, she beats the shit out of her, and that example of like, I'll take this punishment because that's what I need to do because a girl needs to be strong.
Maybe Elida's the best teacher.
Elida's just being, she's in the net underneath a toe rock and just going like, I taught her well.
I mean, I hadn't considered it, but it's a possibility.
You're spanking me all wrong. Do it this way. Wild.
It's not how I said I beat ass. Not even a little bit.
Oh fuck. Okay.
Yeah. That's how we do it. Huh?
Well, the winner's Egwene by a mile, I think. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Is
100%. He is impeccable here.
Jono, log out and log back in or something. It's the classic Elaine Award for worst Elaine moment. Spoilers, it's all of them.
I'm going to only do one.
Okay.
It's the winner and the only nominee. It's existing, but not in this book with 3 exclamation points from Joe. Wait, who said this is one of their favorite books earlier? Is that why?
Yeah. she's not in this book, man. I was just like, is she at least like in a tiny scene? Like, do we check in with her at all? I don't think we do at all, right? Like, she's not even in it.
I don't remember. They really
All right.
the last books really blend together for me, especially like the middle parts. If you tell me the beginning and the end, I'm like, hey, yeah, obviously. But
At the end of this, at the end of the last book, Elaine had like gotten the throne, kind of thing. So like, this book kind of checked in with everybody else because we had been Robot Jono, because we had been talking about Elaine for so long. I think Sanderson was like, I think we all needed a break from Elaine.
is her entire plot line just so we get the dragons built?
I guess.
Oh, John is so mad. We got nothing from it.
No, I had nothing for Elaine. You saw that.
Yeah, that's what we said. That was the win.
I mean, I had a joke entry of Gwen is super annoying and reminds me of Elaine, but that's all I got.
Yeah.
I think this is the best thing. Like, I have no problem with her not being here. I even wrote existing, or did she? Maybe she bailed that briefly, and then bail fired her. Got bail fired, and therefore all of a sudden she's back, and it's very confusing of them.
Let's see. What's our next category? We have it.
The next category. I mean, it was brief.
It's not in the book.
Most Magneto of the book, the best villain of this book.
Most Magneto. You guys have a few different nominees here. Let's start with Jono's Kind of Rand. It's not wrong.
I think that this is the reason, not to be obvious, for all of Cadswain's views, right? Like if Rand is like, it's not Machiavellian. Like, well, ends justify the means. At this point, the means justify the fact that he's going to be an evil piece of shit, and that's why food is spoiling because of him. There's no longer, at what point, there's no longer the good that balances the evil. When people die in a fucking miscarriage, there's no like, but did you hear about that wedding? Like, no. Oh,
yeah.
It's all bad.
Also, weirdly, to like the letter of the title of the award, he is going full Magneto here, and then at the end goes Xavier instead.
Yeah, he reins it in. I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all.
Yeah.
It's very close.
It's very close, though. It's really close. I mean, he almost blows up about what all he could have done at the end.
Joe, Joe, you nominated Masana.
Yeah, Masana, like, the only reason I really put Masana is because she's been lurking around the White Tower for a while. And then when they heal the tower and they kind of do the Black Aja purge, she escapes with like a ton of like 60 or something of like a bunch of Black Aja, like her. And I think it's pretty well known that she doesn't actually leave the tower. I think she circumvented them figuring out who she was via the Oath Rods or whatever, or the Oath Rod. And that's incredible. Like, just in and of itself. Like, she's been hiding from them for the entire time, fucking everything up, gets a shitload of Black Aja out of the tower in time to not get caught. And then also, like, somehow remains in the tower without getting caught.
Not a diabolical villain.
Yeah, but I mean, in terms of Masana doing anything in all of these books, this is kind of the most she like accomplishes by like getting dreadlords for the last battle, kind of thing.
Apex Masana. This is as good as she gets. Another nominee is. Let's just go to the what. I'm going to jump to the winner.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah,
it's Semrich.
Yeah, man. You know what?
just real quick before we go into it, I almost made Semrich a nominee and Elsa Penfeld a winner, because if it wasn't for Elsa, Semrich wouldn't have been free, and I want Elsa to win an award, but I gave it to Semrich. Let's go.
Yeah, but Elsa Penfeld is like the Mystique character going into jail to get Magneto out by like injecting iron into that guy's blood. You know what I mean? Like Semrich is like playing chess in an all plastic cage. She's very Magneto in this. That's all.
So this scene comes up obviously in other categories. I don't know if we want to dig into it very deeply, but Semraj is our winner. Or we can dig into it deep and then not do it later.
I think we should dig in deep and do it. Otherwise, it's just kind of halfway finishing.
Why not just do it now and then we'll see what else we have to say about it later. Go.
Yeah.
It's one of the hardest scenes for me to read in the entire book.
Oh,
this is
that part. Yeah.
If this is like, can you think of anything more evil than? And it gets into my Artax sadness part of like Rand is thinking like, I've hit rock bottom kind of thing, and all of a sudden she's like, no, you haven't, because Semraj, by the way, evil bitch, and makes him. He only has 3 real pieces of vulnerability that he knows, and that's Elaine, Avienda, and Min. And she makes him.
Let's be real. It's not Elaine. He wouldn't. I don't know if he would have broken free if they were making him kill Elaine. He would have been upset about it.
Fascinating question.
I mean, it is interesting to see. I wonder what his reaction level would have been.
It's a fascinating, interesting
with
question.
The others.
Honestly,
I think a portion of it would be like they can both channel, and Min can't even. Just that baseline alone, like Rand might be not less protective, but like less worried. Maybe I don't know. Like
you don't like Elaine as much, and also Avienda.
That was the thing that Tom was going for. Yeah,
and Avienda.
Yeah, I'm including Avienda. Yeah.
I don't think Avienda would be in this situation unless they channeled her frozen. Like she would beat the shit out of her. Domination.
It's the darkest part.
We have cheered for that one, especially if Elaine could have had her brother with her.
He could have chosen both. He only had one hand.
I forgot he only had one hand. He's beating the winner over the head with a stump and choking Elaine. I probably would have been like, keep going.
Go in right down the throat.
What would you do if that was the Dark One's plot? You can only kill one of these people. And now it's like, one hand.
Yeah, we can dig into that again. We can talk about this a little later, but like for the saddest thing, I don't think I wrote that. But at any rate, the on your left moment, I think I put something with this. Rand strangling men, basically.
This is just it's tough because it's near the end. You don't know if she's going to actually get away and have Rand as a captive. And we have a new author. I'm like, I honestly thought there was a good chance Min could die there.
Yeah, I think I wrote something in my entry like I've never read faster in my life, or something like that. Like I was just like, what now?
You assume characters will start dropping at this point. Like,
yes, yeah, we're approaching the end of the series. Like you're kind of going like, oh fuck, is this Min's death? Like you're actually concerned. On top of that, you've got the true power thing going on, the domination bands, like Elsa and Semraj are just like, like kind of thing, like the whole thing. You're just like, oh shit, this is fucked up.
It's one of the darkest moments in the entire series. Yeah, it's definitely right there, and it's fucked up because, like you said, like you don't know where it's gonna go, and a relevant criticism for the Wheel of Time is that not enough like valid players die, but right here it feels very likely that a very important player is going to die in the form of Min. Right, of all the things she could sacrifice, like her life would have made a lot of sense. Thankfully, that fucking didn't happen, but it seemed to make a lot of sense, especially because it's an author. Yeah, new author.
It's built in why people don't die. It's very meta. The Ta'veren thing is extremely like it's basically you could instead of calling it Ta'veren, you could have just called it main characters.
Yeah. Well, that's what it is. That's the whole point.
Yeah, exactly.
How funny would that have been? Like, oh, he's main character.
You're like, oh, the story wraps itself around you. Like, of course it does. All right. I think it's time for a dark one.
It is. Yeah, we can touch back on hashtag plot armor. We can touch back on that because I'm sure I don't know what Tom's got planned for the other categories in terms of what entries he wants to list off, but like I know specifically that moment hits a lot of those categories for me. That's kind of why I broke it up and I just wrote Simmeridge for best villain. I didn't like include that section sort of. I was just like, she's most villainous overall because of obvious things. But yeah, anyway.
So where are we on the dark ones? Like I've got no notes. My phone is right in front of me.
What we did headaches. We did headaches. Right, the dark ones are plan. It's weather.
Weather. So at this point, actually, this one's fucking easy. The Dark One's influence on Rand, not necessarily direct, but indirectly enough, is
through the tank.
Palpable. Yeah, it's palpable. Like the dumb fuck, everywhere he goes, storm clouds. Everywhere he goes, things like molder and become corrupted. Like literally, he goes to Dragonmount. And it's just like frowny face clouds out of a fucking he just
there's a storm brewing around Dragonmount, and I don't know why.
Yeah,
it's because Rand's
like
there.
A dark emerald.
What's the port he goes to where like everything's Ebudar, yeah, and everything's spoiled.
No, you're thinking Bandar Eben.
Bandar Eben, yes, thank you.
Yeah, in Aradomin. Yeah. That's exactly
feed these people and like everything's gone, and it's because he went to inspect. Yeah,
I can't. It's funny because like I used to always, I still do, but like I'm looking here at my map where I usually used to sit behind me, and like I'd always be like, well, we haven't gone here, but like Bandar Eben being the capital of Aradomin, like you'd always be like, well, I can't wait to go there, and like our time at that city is the most just like big thumbs down. Like everything sucks. Everything like it's just like, you know what? I wish we hadn't sent Rand there so we could have actually seen what it looked like because it just is awful.
Yeah. All right. There's a lot of bubbles of evil in this book. It's not one of the Dark One's three-pronged plan, but a lot of bubbles of evil pop up in there. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, bubble evil in this door. And the pain.
Gaping hole. Yeah.
I'm
back.
I'm back. It's
all right,
next
boys.
Category.
The next category. Wait, was I supposed to do more there? I don't know what's happening. The Artex Dies Award. It's the saddest moment in the book.
Oh, no.
I mean, there's a lot. There's some sad moments in this book.
Yeah.
Joe's are all fake in the beginning. I'm skipping them.
They're fake in the beginning.
let's do Rand fighting Tam.
Yeah, Rand lashing out against Tam just by the mention of Cadsuane's name is pretty sad. Like you don't. I mean.
That's sad.
There's a horrifying moment there where you're like, "Oh fuck, is he gonna hurt Tam?" I mean, like you hear all the stories of all the crazy male channelers like lashing out and killing the ones they love. Literally, Kinslayer comes to mind. Like kind of, and then you're just like, "Oh fuck, is this gonna be darker than?" I mean, we didn't get it with Min, and then like you're like, "Oh fuck, is this gonna happen?" Pretty scary, pretty sad for me.
All right, another nominee is the end of chapter 1. Jono, that's you.
This part, I read it. Like I said, I spent way too much time reading all this stuff. But like there's just like this long part at the end of chapter 1 where it's like Rand goes through this, goes through that. Like it's give me 1 second to have it right here. Oh yeah. So he audibly, for the first time, yells about Lews Therin that people see him, and it's not like he can he can't hide it. It's fucked up. And then he his response is to rub his hand through his hair, but he uses the wrong hand, and so he's just rubbing his nub. So he's not scratching any itch besides his nub itch. And then So he's just not looking.
He yells
stable.
about him in front of Nynaeve and Catsuane, and they're both like, "What the fuck is going on with that guy?"
Well, let me comb my hair and just and then like the entire time, like he's talking about like all of his unhealable wounds are on fire, and like men can feel everything about him that's just so fucked up, and you're like, this man has put the world on his shoulders, like he's like a reject version of Atlas, and all he's gotten is just scars and stains. Like it's just awful. It's pretty.
Even has a large portion of fandom that hates him. It's very gross.
Yeah.
My favorite.
Yeah.
All right. Next nominee, Varen dies.
Varen dying was sad.
Yeah.
That was sad.
Yeah, I was. But I
mean, it had some like positive revelations to it, but it was horrifying and sad that she had to do it the way she did it. And like, and Egwene's just like crushed that this is happening, and bewildered and confused the whole time. And it's just, I don't know, that's a pretty powerful scene.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's sadness. I don't know why. I'm not sure.
I think it's sad because it wasn't necessarily her plan. Yeah. Her plan was to go back to the tower, and she knew it was going to go one of two ways, hence the letters to Matt, kind of thing. And that's also kind of what makes it sad, because she's like, there's going to be two options. I'm going to get back there. I'm going to find the Oath Rod. I'm going to fix this shit, and I'm going to be able to help and fight in the last battle. I'm going to go, and the option B is I'm going to go back to the tower. I'm not going to find that Oath Rod. And oddly enough, they have it so they can hunt the Black Aja, which is, fucked up. But she can't find the Oath Rod, and she's like, fuck, this is the only way now. And like that to me makes it sad. Pour one out for Varen, Dana Lewis said. The Varen's death, because it could have been avoided with like a simple turn of circumstance, like makes it sad. Like the fact of what she's doing isn't sad, of course, like revealing all the Black Aja's like, inner workings and how to defeat them kind of thing, or at least expel them from the tower. But her death is sad because it's a death that's avoidable or should have been avoidable. And then also, I mean, she could have been a lot of help in the last battle. I mean, like, that's a huge one,
I think that she was a wonderful character who literally rode her luck for more than a century. And I mean, she could have died at any time. And she hit her purpose.
Yeah, exactly. Varen is the human Bella. All right, next nominee is again Semraj Rand, Min, Domination Bends.
That's fucked.
I don't know if it's but as we discussed, maybe Rand's reaction afterward, as Jono put, like the scene itself is less sad and more nerve-wracking.
Yeah. The way he's like what's fucked up is like, so I found what I said in chapter 1 to be fucked up, but Rand, what he's like first affixed to it, his response is, no more can be done to me. And then she's like, well, what about torturing your fucking lover? And he's like,
what about this?
That'd be bad.
No more can be done. How about this? How about you murder the woman you love?
How about you murder your father? Give that a shot. Take a stab at that.
Wildman Wilds wrote, the saddest thing about this book is it had a second author.
Well, we're getting to that.
God damn it.
All right, and the winner is Elza Penfeld dies. No, the winner is the foreword.
Have you read the foreword?
The winner is Robert Jordan died.
Yeah, Robert.
Or the loser?
The audience is the loser.
The forward is like, again, and there's more people who are capable than I who've said this thing, but like there is nothing more fucked up when we learned that he died. And I think September 16th is what Brandon wrote or written. But like rereading it, like I still remember. I remember I called you that day that I read it, Joe. Like I remember where I was. Again, and like I kind of like I never thought that I would ever see the end of this book. I never thought I'd see the end of the series. And that was the most fucked up thing. I'm sure that Harriet says, that's my husband, you piece of shit. But like that to me, That was like the hardest fucking thing, and I remember every piece of it.
What if they hadn't finished it?
There would be a lot.
Why
there
I
would be a
laughed?
lot
Why my
of fan
response
fiction.
was laughter? I don't know.
There'd be a lot of fan fiction.
This
Yeah.
wouldn't
Which, by the way, we'll see you at Jordan Con. We're gonna read some fan fiction, maybe.
Genification said, "Quick, we need a rant about Fussy not writing book 3 still."
Oh,
Please.
I've been reading this. It's
Yeah, we
decent.
were just weirdly enough. He came up before we started
Yeah.
the episode.
What is that book?
So it is a. It's,
You know what it is? Wait, Jono, before you tell us what it is, let me tell Tom what it isn't. Book 3 of his trilogy.
That's correct. That's correct. Also, I'm gonna text Patrick tomorrow.
Those books so much.
I'm gonna text. I'll text Patrick tomorrow after I finish it.
Okay.
I'm not even kidding.
Fucking hurry up already.
Oh my god. Do you guys remember Dragonlance when it came out like in the 80s?
Yeah.
The third book of like the 10th trilogy of that is coming out. Margaret Weiss is promoting it right now.
Still writing it.
It's still coming. They're still coming.
What do you know if Patrick Rothfuss was actually just a pen name of Margaret Weiss? For a difference.
She was just fucking with us.
She's just churning out this bullshit while she's writing her opus in the back.
We made
Never
Jordan
mind the
Hood
fact
is just
that
an
I've got
actor.
Patrick Rothfuss's. Never mind, I got Patrick Rothfuss's number. It's just Margaret Weiss.
We have Margaret
Yeah,
Weiss.
you have the number to the actor.
Oh shit, we do have Margaret Weiss's number too. This is the best podcast in history.
We could call her right now.
Yeah,
That is weird. I forgot
you
about
know, we should talk about Dragonlance soon.
Well, I mean, we can let's put up a poll. Who wants to have her own third book coming?
I've got a poll up.
I've got a poll down.
The poll up right now, by the way, is for the on your left moment.
Slightly to the left.
I believe there are 100 Dragonlance books at this point by dozens of authors. They went crazy with publishing. Yeah, they did, but Margaret Wise has not stopped. Like, she's taken steps back, but she comes back for big trilogy moments. You know. Yes to Dragonlance, Dana Lou. Oh, Dana, you want to come? We should have you on to talk with Margaret Wise. I started Dragonlance in the mid '80s. Dana.
Jeez. Yeah. Dana Lou also, by the way, was born in 1991.
Yeah, which is amazing because she had to time travel.
Dana, there was a minute there where we had Margaret Weiss on all the time. That was years ago.
Did we have?
I mean,
we
not
had her
all
on
the
for
time.
2 or 3
couple
episodes.
Times.
We had her on like 3 times.
Yeah.
She's down. Here's the key. For some reason, like Alan and Maria from Team Jordan, who inexplicably love us, she for some reason enjoys coming back on our show to talk about her books.
She tells great stories.
She does tell
amazing stories.
We've actually, you know what? Honestly, though, we haven't had. The new trilogy was like about to come out, and we'd never had the opportunity to actually discuss the new stuff with her because it was like about to come out, kind of thing.
Yeah,
so now that one or two of them are out right now.
Last time we reached out to her was before the new trilogy started to come out, and she was like, "Well, I can't talk about it at all." I'm like, "All right, well, we'll wait a little while," and then
back to Artax dies. I wrote Alida getting taken by the Shan-Chan. Just kidding. Fuck that bitch.
I skipped that nominee. How dare you?
I'm just getting this back on top.
Hey, if I skip your nominee, it's for a reason.
I'm just putting the show back on the rails, Tom. You know, just putting the realigning. We're talking about Artax dies.
I know, but now I'm trying to play you off because you're infringing on my.
You're fucking up.
The Oscars. All right, next.
What was the winner?
Category.
What was the winner?
Wait, next category.
We already told you. We already told you.
Oh yeah, Joe, you fucked up. The winner was the forward, man.
Oh,
the winner was the forward. I'll be honest.
It's the biggest catfish of the book.
Oh, catfish.
I would have just done that. I forgot we had decided.
So real quick, Tom, you'll appreciate this. What I was going to say is I actually read the forward with half a tear in my eye, and then going to the catfish, full tear in my eye. This is a sad category.
So this is interesting.
Okay.
Well, usually I just do the nominees, and if you both picked somebody, then that person is the winner.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go through the ones that you nominated individually. I guess, all right,
Okay.
Joe, you put Ramshel as a catfish for Grendel.
He is.
Fair. That's fair. That's fair.
I mean, he uses a human guinea pig as a catfish for Grendel to like put compulsion on as a check. It's a test. It's fantastic.
Right, we can't spend too long on every nominee. All right, Jono,
Ish. 2,000 years ago, he sent people to Shanchan, and he changed the Karathian cycle to the Isanic cycle, so that the Shanchan would never willingly ally with the Dragon Reborn because Empress and/or Emperor had to be the power. That the dragon was subjugate or would be subjugate to the throne, and therefore everything Rand wants to do is like, no, that can't be right.
It's predestined to fail.
Yeah,
that's a
pretty
solid
good
entry as a cat. That's the longest con ever made. 2,000 years in the making.
You show up at a restaurant to date the Asanic cycle, and you learn that it's actually the Karathian cycle, and you're like,
what the fuck?
You were much
it's been 2,000 years we've been dating.
Party over out of time.
The wise ones fucking with Avienda.
I wrote the wise ones fucking with Avienda because one, I kind of enjoy it in the sense of like their final lesson is just like, wait, you have to learn to stand up to us and stop letting us, fuck with you kind of thing. And that's a pretty big catfish. It's like you've already graduated, but they're just like, wait, until she realizes she's graduated, we're not gonna tell her. It's pretty fucked up.
What a weird diploma. Yeah.
I mean, it's a catfish. It's adorable.
This one's the tWoTtie for best nominee of the show. It's not the winner of the category, but the best nominee is from Jono, and he wrote Hinterstadt because it looks like it should be a normal town, but it's really the worst writing in the series. Even your answer catfished me.
It looks like a normal town, but really it's the worst writing in the series. That's a great entry, Jono. God damn. Up my game in the last two books.
Just a home run. We're not going to discuss it though. All right, another nominee is Varen.
I mean, it's a huge catfish. by any normal, like, in fairness, hold on.
I guess all the readers knew Varen was Black Ocean.
Fair enough.
Did we all 100% know at that point? I think it was still sort of
everybody knew.
Is she or is she not?
It's not Black Ocean in quite the way you expected. The winner's Elsa Penfield.
Elsa Penfield for the win.
I mean, who even knew?
Secretly a dark, right?
I love that it's technically that's the opposite of Varen. Like everyone's like, Varen's a great one. Elsa Penfield.
Just classic. I'm a dark friend, and you didn't know it. That's a good catfish, though.
I mean, the real winner is Jono's nominee.
I mean, come on, that's a fantastic. It's a fantastic. Jono, you win.
Absolute crush.
I feel bad. I like Sanderson's writing and all this, but holy shit, I hate that. I hate that. I hate that. There are certain things.
You don't like Branson, honestly, Tom?
We read a lot of his stuff that we actually enjoyed. Let's. There are some things that we don't enjoy.
I enjoy it like it's a summer action movie. It's the Fast and the Furious.
Yeah. But I'm not gonna
How
lie.
many times have you had sex
The
the Fast and the Furious, though?
I mean, I love the Fast and the Furious. Don't get me wrong; it's fun.
Yes.
I still haven't seen Fast 10.
What?
I haven't seen it.
Oh my god! What are you even doing? It's also Fast X.
Children, I can't get to the theater.
Get to the theater. I haven't been to the theater in a million years. Who cares?
Yes,
Watch it.
man.
It's on streaming.
Um,
Do you know that? You know how they went from just like, "Hey, we race streetcars" to like, "Hey, we fight on the moon with tanks."
yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
I
Like,
mean, that's
Fast
why
and
the
Furious-
Triple X moment is brought to you by Vin Diesel, Tom. I mean,
Fast and the Furious is just Point Break, but slightly different.
times 1,000.
And then they change. Like then the series just goes crazy.
Can you
And then the
imagine
last-
if Point Break happened when Fast and the Furious 1 happened? One, it's a better movie, and two, like imagine
and
Point Break X.
Fast and the Furious literally.
That would have been amazing.
Oh my god! Whoa! This blew my fucking mind.
Holy shit! We got 10 Point Breaks.
Wait, who is the Rock in Point Break 5?
The Rock.
Wait, do we?
You just bring in the Rock.
Wait a minute. Do we get a movie called 2.2 Break?
Yes. Yeah.
Do we get a movie called The Point and the Break?
2 points, 2 breaks.
I'm so excited about this idea.
Just so you know, there's
What's the
also
Rock?
a.
What's the Rock in Point Break 5? Arnold?
It would have been
I guess.
like
I don't know.
93, 94, maybe Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, that's.
the Heartbreak Kid.
Just so you know, there is a 33.2
Arnold was pretty
break.
strong in '93. I mean, we're talking Mr. Freeze era. That could have changed his career
Mr. Freeze
trajectory.
era that was the end of that. It would have to be.
That's what I'm saying. It would have been redeemed. Point Break 5 would have redeemed that his entire career.
Wait, who was our up and coming action hero in like 90s?
Hold on. The answer is very obvious. There's a 33.3 break. That's Leslie Nielsen.
Oh, yeah.
I can't believe we were talking about old movies and things that happened 30 years ago, and you somehow took it older.
Whoa! Hold on.
Somehow Jono brought in somehow.
I don't know if that's true. I think Leslie Nielsen's. There's a good chance that 33 Third was in that. Hold on.
And it's in that era, Jono. Only ever seen the first FF movie, a couple of scenes.
Well, you were
From
missing
others,
all the
all by
way out.
accident.
They are fantastic. You know,
1994.
5 and Break 6.
you know, so they're saying that Fast and Furious 11 is going to be like a throwback to Fast and Furious 1, and then everyone's speculating that they'll finally be time traveling.
Oh my god.
I
They
can't
probably
wait.
will.
I really hope it happens.
Wait, are we getting AI Paul Walker?
We've already got AI Paul Walker.
I know, but like real, like a legitimate,
like
face, deep fake
like
Paul Walker.
like he's got 40% of the screen time. Like he's just
Yeah,
yeah. Instead of just
he's
driving
he's in
by.
the whole movie.
Before we go on next category, and I think we should, I'll tell
Are we
you a
thinking
secret.
you're not
Paul
wrong
Walker's a
about that.
bat, and then he smashes through the wall and he leaves a bat signal on the wall? He's in the
I
movie.
have never seen a single one of those movies.
Well, you're wasting your life. What a waste of
What's
life.
wrong with you, Jono? God
Where do
damn
I
it.
start?
I mean, look at all the joy me and Joe have gotten out of just joking about this.
I mean, we're just joking about it. We're just joking about it.
It's clearly worth it.
Most valuable character of the book, boys.
We're at a real crossroads here.
Yeah. It's a
I
huge
don't necessarily agree with the winner, but John only has one nominee.
I've got two.
And I don't think you do.
I have 3.
I technically have 2.5.
Let's start with Varen.
Okay. I mean, huge. Huge what she did. I feel like they were also on the cusp of that by themselves. Like they were about to be like, let's flush these fuckers out. But her book and the timing with which she gave it to Egwene was like a giant portion of what helped them expel the Black Asha from the tower. And simultaneously kind of mend the tower, you know, and like brings Egwene's rebel group in with the White Tower group. And all of them recognize Egwene as like this, you know, the Amirlan that could tie us all back together, and like the whole thing. Like, and Varen's a linchpin there, and MVC, at least a nominee for sure.
Prince that was promised. Another nominee from Jono is Tam and Cat Soyam. Come on.
Yeah, so there were two.
Yawn.
No, but I think honestly, I think the Tam Cad Swain, I to a certain extent, I think it's a perfect kind of like arc, if you will, for what Cad Swain's been trying to do, to teach him how to laugh, teach him how to do this.
Okay.
She fucks it royally, and not in a fun way like yay king penis, but more just like king penis. Because like she ruins it, right? She has constantly just not quite gotten how to deal with him, especially as he's gotten darker and darker. She brings in Tam, and I really wish I'll be honest, I wish this could have been a better piece of writing.
It wasn't. Great.
Mm-hmm.
You're expecting a lot from this, and you just don't quite get it.
Exactly. Rand really balefying his father at this, or his, I guess, stepfather.
But I mean, it is. Does that make them the MVC of the book? I don't think so. But I see the argument of like, this is a pivotal moment.
This is a pivotal moment.
Yeah.
Weirdly, another nominee, and only nominated by one
Tom,
person.
before you go on, wait, real quick. I'm checking with chat. Fail for finishing the Massima storyline.
That's an okay thing.
Bravo.
Not for this book, but like if there were a multi.
Well, the point is, put your MVCs in the chat. Is the point of bringing that up? But Jono, go on.
I've got an idea. If we need filler, what about multi-book arcs MVPs? Because Fail,
we don't need filler.
Has been
like, what are you saying?
Fail has been the worst.
Filler discussion in the middle.
But all of a sudden, she's an MVP for killing off the thing that has made her arc terrible. All of a sudden, like, she's a hero.
Okay.
The only time I dislike Fail is through the ways from the Stone to Emmons Field. And otherwise, I have no problem with her. I have a problem with her storyline. That's not the character, but it's existing.
Interesting. Okay.
Next nominee, Thomas?
Weirdly enough, only nominated by one of you, Egwene.
Really? Jono, you didn't write Egwene?
I don't like women.
I wrote Egwene in parentheses by a mile.
Would have been the winner.
that was my entrance.
Had she been nominated by both.
By the way, but also Chad is saying Egwene. Egwene was the most valuable character in this book, in my opinion.
She actually was amazing. I have her earlier.
Joe, when you asked Chad, I knew who the answer would be, but
I mean, people have different responses.
Incredible.
I just wanted to hear.
She is like she's Gandalf and name the goddamn award. Gandalf, Dumbledore together.
There you go. I was like,
no
let me
doubt.
just leave him hanging.
I mean, she has won awards.
Yeah, she's an award-winning actress.
She's kind of taken the tWoTties.
She's decorated. She's getting shut out of Best Director for Barbie, I think.
That reminds me, you know who the Best Director is, right? Peter North.
I thought there was going to be an erect joke.
Tumble golf.
I thought it was going to be Dolan. I wasn't sure where you were going. I was trying to figure it out.
You know who Peter North is, right?
The best director in The Gathering Storm is Grendel for all of her porn that she shoots. Obviously.
What's his name? Was Peter North not known for what was his title? Peter North is like a porn star who jerked off on everyone. Decorator. It was Decorator. God damn it. That's not funny. That's
Rain destroys Natron's barrow because he hates porn.
All right, who's the MVC? Ugh.
Rand is the only person that you both nominated.
God damn it. We all know it's Egwene.
No, it's Rand.
The winner is Egwene. Fuck off.
Rand's not the winner. Rand has a lot of pivotal moments in this book, but he doesn't. there's no linchpin moments for him. I mean, there's huge things that need to happen for it to come into fruition in the next few books, but like nothing really. It's not like Rand's cleansing the taint in this book. You know what I mean?
I mean, he's my favorite, and he does a lot of stuff, but
he does. I'll be honest. Like I said, I read way too much.
Like unhinged Rand.
Jesus. I mean, I love unhinged Rand. Are you fucking crazy?
I know I love unhinged Rand too, but that doesn't make him the most valuable character.
Rand in the rain destroying the Shanshan and everybody standing around him too. I'm like, yes, do it. I didn't care.
Like unhinged Rand.
Fuck them kids.
Bad Scooby-Doo character.
Get back to your bunks. You're in trouble.
Thanks, Jimmy Garofalo.
Yeah, I don't know. Between Rand and Egwene, I'd go Egwene all day, but you know.
Fine.
She healed the White Tower. She fought back the Shanshan.
The White Tower doesn't mean shit.
Or the Black Asha.
The White Tower doesn't mean shit.
It's integral.
It's a fucking bunch of insular women.
Fuck off. Or is the winner is Egwene fuck off? No, it's the winner is Egwene. Period. Fuck off.
Yes. The White Tower is a system of women that could really just fuck themselves, that have been insular as fuck for the last 3,000 years.
Yes, and she
taking their in charge of shit.
In theory.
And congratulations, the first fucking usurper to their power. They can't fucking figure out how. Had you put in place any sort of shit, it would have been like, thank you for coming. Let's help move it along. Instead, everything about it is a giant fucking just like fissure up the ass. I think Egwene
takes like leaps and bounds and unfucks the tower in significant ways while still maintaining their like traditions.
Yeah. Anyway.
What time is it? It's time for a 3-pronged plan, Jono. The Dark One's 3-pronged plan. This one's rape. Look, there's a lot of sexual assault in these books, and surprise is usually done by somebody associated with the Dark One. You know, what do you got? Shudder Haran. I mean, he's in this one. You know, that guy's dark.
One. That was a dark one joke. That was a good one.
Oh, thank you. He's the dark one.
Yeah. Let's see. I don't really have a lot of
there's no examples. There's no pure examples of it.
But is there? It's Hinderstep.
The Westworld of Wheel of Time.
Yeah. It's Hinderstep.
All right, I'll take it. Take it.
Yeah.
Actually, Hinderstep would get really dark as time went on.
That's what I was saying.
Really. That's what I was
saying. Like, given the opportunity to become a tourist destination, Hinderstep would get real dark.
Give tourist destination, put it all the way to the side. Just if 100 people woke up every morning in that situation, like over and over and over again, after like a month, it would be like, yeah, we're getting real fucking weird here. It would get fucked up.
Yeah.
They would be like, let's just be normal again, and then we'll be crazy tonight. Like, no, all day would be fucking wild.
Have you guys ever seen like the analysis of like how long Bill Murray was in Groundhog Day to do this?
That's what I was about to fucking say. I was about to say, like, we'd like to also congratulate Bill Murray for his work. And yeah. It's Fuxatani Phil here. You must have missed his name.
Yeah, I missed it.
What if that's what it was? Like, Brandon Sanderson actually passed out watching Groundhog Day, and that's how he wrote in this trap.
For sure, like 100%.
I'm gonna write. Let's write Alan an email.
Oh, right now? That's bad timing, Jono.
No, but I'm just writing notes. Puxatani Phil. That's all I've got.
Are we ready for category end all categories?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
The category, gentlemen, is on your left, which is the most awe-inspiring / chill-inducing moment of the book. Before we hear nominations, I put a poll up. What's your on your left moment of The Gathering Storm? And I gave them 3 options. And then the last one I just wrote, Joe forgot mine, and then I wrote comment below. So if you want to comment your on your left moment, then go ahead. But in the chat. And we'll read it out loud. But I wrote Rand Lass on Dragonmount, Natron's Barrow, True Power Barrel Fire, and Egwene sends the Shan-Chan packing. And Egwene sends the Shan-Chan packing has a 50% lead over Rand Lass on Dragonmount, 33%. 0% for Rand True Power Balefires an entire palace.
What was
But
the third
0%
one?
for that?
Egwene, Balefire, and what?
Egwene sends the Shan-Chan packing. That's the winner at 50%. Natron's Barrow, True Power Balefire at 0%. Rand Lass on Dragonmount, as in Rand, heals or like realizes he needs to live, and all the things in that moment. That got 33%. There's a surprising 17% at Joe forgot mine. So hopefully there's some comments coming in.
None of those are the winners. So discuss those 3.
Good.
Yourselves.
All right, let's go.
Some comments coming in. All right.
Cue them up, man.
What do you think? What do you think, Jono?
Fire through them. We've been through most of these.
Fire through them. Read them out, Joe, and let's go.
I think Zen Rand is the one we probably have discussed the least.
Yeah, that's an intense moment. He literally has a conversation with Luz Theron. Decides to he melts, the Chodan Kal isn't a thing anymore. He's on Dragonmount. It's going crazy, and then the reconciliation with Luz Theron is in just the realization that he can die, and that his mistakes can be changed. And that, therefore, he should not die right now and live on for the last battle is huge.
It's everywhere in this book to a certain extent. But it's fascinating because it's in the opposite direction, right? The whole thing is from a previous book about we'll promise we'll die, right? I think that was in book 11, Knife of Dreams. The idea that that Luz Theron wouldn't relinquish Saidin until they promise to die, and then here it's kind of well, how the fuck do we do that? How the fuck does this happen?
Yeah,
and it's over and over in a very sad, just depressing way, and just kind of you promised we would die, you promised we'd do this, that kind of thing, and then again Rand has become gradually just worse and worse as a character. And then here it is, this kind of do I want to die? And then I'll be honest, it's a little
reconciliation
too easy.
with the fact that he is Luz Theron and that he'll never hear his voice again because he recognizes now that he and him are
Love
the same.
Love that. Yeah.
That's
that probably murdered
That's
3/4. Yeah, that probably killed 3/4 of the servers of Dragonmount.com at the time.
They're just
but that might have been someone's financial problem. But
Nomad Garden said, I hated Rand on Dragonmount when I first read it, except for the air pressure weave. Reread it last year, still hated it.
It's a little too I'd be interested in his point of view. Seriously, Nomad Garden, tell us why. It's a little too simplistic. It's a little too to me, the problem has become very no offense, Brandon Sanderson-esque, right? The problem has become I'm sad, I don't like it. Yeah, that's my fault. My apologies for my English. But it's become a little too ABC. I don't like it, I am sad, therefore I will whatever the fuck.
It's Hallmark.
And then the response is
almost like you can't write.
But I can love again. Well, you've been loving this woman for the last several books. You've been loving this other person for the last what?
To me, it was
Why
the
has-
healing. It was the healing of his quote unquote insanity. I think that like made it less
Who's healing?
Rand.
Who
The
healed him?
reconciliation with
Even-
him and Luce Theron being separate voices in his head and like
They're merging.
becoming
They're
like
merging.
yeah, they're merging. Yeah,
How did that happen?
or just the realization that they are one and the same, and he's come to reconcile with that. Like that's,
How did that realization happen?
Therapy.
Yeah, shock therapy from Cat Swain and Tam, and almost murdering men and like all the shit he's been dealing with this book.
So
It's weird to think about if it's even still the same character after in a way.
He's been loving men, loving Amanda, and fucking Elaine.
Look, he
he's
wants
a
to
weird
crack him
kill
out.
bang Mary.
He took some Ritalin and
Mary, kill. What?
Oh, that was it. That was easy.
yeah, he's medicated.
I'm okay with every part of this except for the fact that like there's not some like precipient event to me that kind of makes it make more sense. Like
Okay.
to
Well,
me,
he has a psychotic break, and you either come out of the other side of it, or you blow up Ebu Dar and melt yourself on Dragon Melt with the nuclear bomb of the power. And he,
as they say,
he had a breaking point. He hit rock bottom.
Yeah.
The Rock does that to people.
I mean, he does.
All right, no one's gonna like the winner, but because it's very specific to people that were the first Jordan Con. But the winner to me is what Jono put. It's the prologue, because when I read it, I still hear the recording they made of Robert Jordan reading the prologue when we heard it at Jordan Con 1 before or after he died. So I can't read that prologue and not hear that and not remember that moment.
so
Yeah.
I don't know if you
all
want to
three of
explain
us
that
were
better than I
there.
do.
All three of us were there, and obviously either of you interrupt me because I'm sure there's, actually there's not more sober options. But like, it's probably one of the most indelible things in the Wheel of Time for me. I can see every piece of it that Robert Jordan wrote or said, presumably both. Like I can feel every piece of it. It's like one of the most fucked up things I've ever heard, because it was Robert Jordan as he was dying. Like he was lying in bed.
Close to.
Yeah, presumably.
Yeah.
It's not like he died like right afterwards. Like, football.
No, yeah.
But like he was just speaking in a recorder, recorded by the family, describing how he wanted the prologue to go, and like from the first instance. And if you want to know why I was like, well, that's my guy, then that's why. Is because before I'd ever read the fucking book, I had heard the prologue. And like there it was at Jordan Con 1. And like my fucking God, you never heard a quieter bunch of nerds in your life. Like
but in all honesty, yeah.
amazing. It was the most amazing fucking thing. And it was like, Jordan's voice was, this is a man dying. Like, this is the saddest fucking thing. But at the same time, most intriguing. Like, everyone's like, and then what happened? Like, that was chapter 2. It's like, no, he doesn't have the fucking energy for chapter 2. Or even actually the second half of chapter prologue, which, by the way, not chapter 1. I gotta get my nomenclature right. But, like, it was incredible, indelible. Give me a third word that sounds like it for my rhyming scheme. It's
impossible to read that prologue and not remember that.
Not hear it, not feel it.
Yeah.
His voice, yeah.
The silver line
perfect.
clowns, like,
Yeah.
crazy.
Everything about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really weird to have
Wins.
this affecting moment on the show when, like, a month ago we had a fake Robert Jordan AI character making jokes.
Tom, everyone knows that was really Robert Jordan.
Everyone knows those Robert Jordan's
It's fine.
guns.
Listen, we like to fuck around, but also at the same time, we generally love these books and the author, and we're all sad.
Hey,
We're all saddened by the loss.
maybe there's more Jordan Con this year There's not. But maybe.
All right, yeah, that fucking crushes that category out. The on your left moment. There's so many strong moments in this book. I actually struggled not to find entries. I struggled to not put them on. I was like, oh, that was so awesome, and that was so awesome, and that But you're right. I mean, at the end of the day,
it's big because this was supposed to be the last book, and then to do it, that's impossible. So
because
Anderson
this
had to
was
hit,
the end of the books, and then it was split into 3 parts.
Yeah, he had to hit a lot of big moments just to get to the end. So it was just hammering them.
So
it was a Ouija recorder.
I don't.
We're just very quickly moving our fingers around the board.
Wait, trademark that. We're doing that for an episode. You got some time to kill.
Iris Bear said it's the climax.
I don't know if it exists or if it's even viable or anything. But I did one time ask Alan, and again, he could have ignored my question of the idea of kind of putting together things Robert Jordan wrote versus things.
I mean, I'm sure that was discussed with Michael Livingston's book, and I guarantee there's exactly. That's definitely been discussed with Maria and Harriet and Alan and
But whoa, hold on.
Obviously, they don't want to. Are you asking for a breakdown of where Robert Jordan was?
Stop,
all right,
stop,
okay. That's
stop.
what I'm asking. Go
Stop.
ahead.
Let's be honest. Where is he more likely to put that information out? Is it a published author or a drunk podcast of 3 people?
Drunk podcast of 3 people.
That's correct. Yeah.
All right, that's the tWoTties, man. We that's all the awards.
That's the tWoTties for book 12, The Gathering Storm. Boys, that was a good show.
It is a great show. I would try to do my best to finish it, but much like my wife, it is unfinishable, and I'm looking at my phone, and therefore...
So that's tWoTcast for this week. If you have any comments or questions, leave them below. We're pretty good at getting back to this. You can listen to the audio version of this show wherever you get your podcasts as soon as I get off my ass and add them to that. tWoTcast theme songs brought to you by the one and only Taffy Bennington, and we love her. She hasn't been on in a while. We should rectify that. An Angel Bard of Time, who we also love and has never been on the show due to scheduling and conflicts and the fact that he lives halfway around the world. Links to all their stuff is below, as always. Join us next week for more Wheel of Time covering Towers of Midnight, but as awards. It's the tWoTties of Towers of Midnight. I'm Joe. Say goodnight, Jono.
Good night, Jono.
And Tom...
Study your math. Go watch Leafcast.
Keep the change, you filthy animals. That's true. Go watch Leafcast.
Among the first to start, the tWoTcast was so smart to lovingly bash our favorite books. But that was long ago, and now they've grown the show, and now they got us in their hooks. Don't throw coins to these bastards, they need bars of gold at least. Someone please keep them afloat. Now let's listen as they once again ramble through a book. Let's get the fucking quote. One of them is Tom, but he is barely on. Sometimes he calls into the show. Another one is Jono. Is he their joker? Oh no. And Joe, is he the stupid one? Welcome to the tWoTcast. We will share our love for books and all our hate in every episode. will entertain you, make you laugh so hard you barely can stand up. That is the tWoTcast goal.